All right, here we are, folks. We're into the game, of course. Again, thank you for your patience. We love the Counter-Strike, don't you worry. We're not trying to keep you away from it. We are indeed into the action. Double Pony up against Fiend, looking, well, like it could be a close one, and I think it will be, to be honest with you. We've got the P250 raid boss, but what we do have is the mid aggression. Flash comes in. We saw OG find great success with this, and well, unfortunately for Double Pony, there's nobody around, but they've got so much map control. Great response coming in from Fiend to burst out into towards the apartments. Body's going to be here to hold, and so far not really able to ring off a shot, but he's getting so much information. What is going on with all these bodies just flying around the map? The minimap looks insane. Jocko and Exercise going to take so much damage. Bubble left on 1 HP. The bomb trapped in pit. It all comes down to Han on the backside. He will be spotted out, but that surely has got to be the catalyst to start the move from the rest of the squad now. Big frag coming in, one of the healthier players to take out as well, and he keeps on fragging. Meanwhile, on the front side, Lucky with a couple will be traded out. Han keeps going with this P250, and now Exercise on 27 HP against 3.
Well, didn't know that the round was going to quite play out like this. Like you said, the minimap was looking real ridiculous, but a 1-on-3 that Exercise surely can't win. They are playing it patient, ready for any opportunity to take first contact and then swing accordingly. They peak all together, and there was no shot there for Exercise. Double Pony, yeah, they had so much control at the start of this one, but then the added ability there from Harn to be able to get those 2 kills on the flank and then suddenly bring it into this 3-on-1 that Fiend can play it patient. Nicely done. You know, that P250, it goes a whole long way, and they really just waited out to see if Harn could find anything on that flank. They ground to a halt in pit. If Harn dies there, I think the round dies with him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's indeed how it can pan out, right? Way that the game goes. Ooh, Deagles. Big damage, of course, as we expect. Oh. Great peak from Body. And, well, this round has suddenly gone south. 7 HP for Bubble, and, of course, a solid man advantage.
Yeah, that's the worst-case scenario there for Fiend, because they were hoping to get away with that low HP player and then back off accordingly, but they've just subtracted a full HP one instead. You get a little nervous. Crunch into A can be dangerous. So many angles to clear, and these pistols up close are a threat. Oh, they're getting more and more tags in.
Pretty terrifying. Pretty terrifying. The deco, you know, it's been nerfed, but it does live on. Especially in the hands of these players. They do have some nasty Deagle moments.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Fiend are puzzled, unsure where to go, unsure how to approach. And I think that would be fair. It's well-founded. Trying to clear out CT. It's a nice little move from Han as he'll create some space and, you know, has to be the man to do a lot of the damage once again. Him and Dreamer, the only really healthy players. Flash comes in. Oh my God.
So what's plan B?
What did I tell you? Yeah, exactly. Where do we go now? What do we do? I don't know. The panic.
They're running.
It sets in. Yeah, they are just saving. Unreal. Would never happen online. But on LAN, of course, they have to go with tail between legs and hope they can do it again in the next round. Not in the same way, though.
As if they're in another one of these weird positions where Harn has so much of the control in the round, and if he gets nothing, the round is basically dead. It all starts with this kill from Body. The fact that he got additional damage on Bubble earlier on as well. It's just the bow on top, the flank, and the only opportunity for Fiend to come back into the round decapitated by the Deeg of Afro. And now they get their hands on only one of those rifles, but hey, they sneak away with a round win off of those Deegs. Not quite all high octane, super speedy plays, but still seeing these quick flashes in the pan when we get to see them head to head. And I said that ahead of this game, I kind of anticipated both teams to be very territorial. Have you ever met a wild horse? They don't like you stepping into their main or anywhere near their patches of grass. Don't really know where I was going with that one.
Oh, well, exercise on high. Oh, a little panicked as he tries to get out. Bubble will drop him, but he was the only one on B for now. We do have body in pretty quickly, but blinded and, of course, smoked out. We'll create a 4-on-4 on the retake. This is exactly, I think, what we were expecting from the Fiend side. Touch and go Counter-Strike, very contact-based. And so far, finding pretty good success. The rotations are quite late in. They do have a lot of utility to work with. Not going to be easy by any means. The post-plant positioning is just brilliant. Great nade damage onto Red Star. Certainly does help the fact. The flashes here, though, not really blinding up the targets that they are looking for. But the flying MP9 can never be underestimated as it goes in for another. Red Star good for one, but that is all. It's all down to Han in that banana position. Certainly could get it done as they're a little bit low. Going to try and hold, but Body has the peak. Will take him down on the post-up, and it's awfully close on that defuse, but Double Pony pull off the retake.
Oh, it's just these jumping MP9s to find all of that additional room. You can see even Lucky was trying to even consider the fact going for that last duel, but he had to be the one to jump on it because he had the kit. But still able to act and defend. They get it over the line. Double Pony, dodging out some of these scarier rounds, but the fact that Fiend were so contained into that bomb site was a big difficulty. You know, you talked about some of that utility that they had, but being able to cross the distance and just throw bodies at Fiend, they're not going to come away with these swift headshots. It's very, very difficult. Do you know, Fiend, they win the pistol, but they've lost every round since, so they are running out of opportunities to continue this string of investments. Double nade on the corner, and there is no one home. 4 players at A for Double Pony. Exercise hasn't called for a rotate as of yet, and so the fact that they've got these MAC 10s, they could burst onto the scene faster than Exercise can get the call out.
That certainly could be the case here as the burst in comes through. Oh my goodness. Exercise in the smoke. Blind as a bat. Not on B.
Any sudden moves.
Where are they? Exercise, though, he's left so very low. Flash comes in for him, but he can't use it. Tried to sneak through. Not going to happen. I mean, there's little chips taken out, and that CT smoke has gone down quite quickly. They do not have one to replace it. So this is going to be difficult. They have to fight their way out, and that's exactly what Fiend were born to do. 5 on 3, and I think you've got to save.
What do you even call, like, a pack of Fiends? You know, they're...
A gaggle of Fiends.
Yes, sure, we'll go with that. But they just collect themselves. As soon as that bomb goes down, they gaggle together in construction. Yeah, see, it doesn't sound right.
No. I'll work on it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, we have to come up with some synonyms for whatever the hell the logo is supposed to be. But they really pull it together and just use their collective presence in on those final duels where Double Pony just couldn't secure construction, so that's another post plant they had to worry about, and that time was already ground down. The fact that Exercise just has no information, he sat on the bomb site, no help anywhere near him, no fast rotate even thought about there for Double Pony. It wasn't enough that they just held onto top middle. They needed so much more additional information if there was even going to be a chance, it felt like.
Okay. Very even so far. This tit for tat, back and forth. How we were expecting, indeed, coming into play. Great nade. Again. Red Star tagged up low. What's the response from Double Pony? We are, you know, seeing it as we're all back on LAN, as we're all playing against the top level teams. You see it trickle down a bit, don't you? One man on B. It had its place at the mid-level, I think, but it seems to have really, really, really fit in quickly once we've got back to IEM.
Well, my question is if he's going to be solo continuously, are people dropping nades for him? Because that doesn't seem to be the case. He is got that one smoke and he's already thrown it, and they started to think about rotating an extra player over, but here comes the brackets take here from Fiend. It doesn't seem as though Double Pony are too content with just leaving this to be taken by their opposition. They're in the boost in at the arches, but they find nothing.
Oh.
If they're quick about this, they can
Very
beat
late
Double Pony.
Okay, I was going to say maybe Double Pony would be sold to the fact, but
Yeah.
I think we see that late Moto smoke come in, and they're like, whoa, that's a bit too far away for my liking. Big damage being done here. Looking very, very good for the CT side. First kill for Afro comes in. Exercise falling on the site itself, and down goes Body. There's a gap for Afro, but again, not quite able to capitalize. Victor goes a bit wide. Pre-fire is there for 2. Oh my goodness, making the FAMAS look workable. Jocko the only one left, and Fiend will walk away with 3.
Oh man, again, it just looks really clean there from Fiend. They keep them busy on that A bomb site because they seem adamant about running this 1B setup, and just as they start to move on by, Fiend are already just too far scaled. The Mac 10s just do so much work for them. See if Jocko can get away with his AK. He's already dealt with 1 player dead at the steps, and no more players should attempt it. I don't imagine. He's already dealt with 2. Now he's in the kitchen working up a brew. Ah, doesn't like coffee. Decaffeinated only. Bubble. Make sure that no rifles go in the hands of these ponies, and so Fiend can continue to build on this. I mean, Victor just does so much in this round. 4 kills. Took matters into his own hands. I don't know that I'm a fan of this. Calling a timeout when you're on the USPs. Is there much to discuss? I know you can kind of, set yourself up in a way so that you don't need to always think about, oh, what's the rifle round going to bring us? But sometimes it can just be festers.
I've had this conversation actually. I think you'll find this interesting. Because I did ask Alan, and obviously he's got, limited experience. It might be different from team to team.
But it'll have a different take.
Right. He said, I was like, what do you talk about in these kind of timeouts, sorry, when it is a round like this or a half by? Are you talking about the round coming up, or are you talking about the rifle round? And he was like, well, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the rifle round, right? This will be something very quickly, especially with the USPs, very quickly communicated of, let's stack A. Maybe it's going to be stack long, see how it develops. Obviously we don't know yet, but it is stack the A site, right? Towards short. So that doesn't take a lot of communication, really. So most of that timeout, I think, is indeed being used to talk about the rifle round.
Fair enough.
Depends on how you want to go. Do you want to keep it fresh in your mind? Or indeed, do you want to just, throw this one away and therefore you don't have to do too much waiting? And they kind of go for the latter. Any damage being good damage there, able to overwhelm and get 1, but that is it.
And if Fiend were in a more traditional default where there's maybe not 4 players kind of in mid, then, certainly a chance to have gotten away with a weapon or 2. Just so happened that Fiend were ready to go. So no problems for them sweeping up all the rest of the pieces. And what is this? This buy is kind of all over the place. Lucky's got an M4. There's MP9s darted around. Some people hovering at around that 2K mark. Not all on the same economical page, but maybe it'll pan out. You're just trying to sneak the fact that Lucky's got that rifle, and maybe he'll be the high priority save target.
Slow moves again, as expected on the Inferno here, especially in the early rounds. 4-man stack out towards brackets. Looks like the T-side's on the way. Rub your hands together with the likes. I think this might just be a bloodbath in a second here. It's all, of course, about who comes out on top. And now that I've set it up, I'm kind of worried. They're not actually going to move in, but it doesn't matter. The CT side taking the action to them. Body finds the first, trying to bait them in for the trade. Nobody comes as yet. Tiny bit of damage there from the nade. Afro moves away, makes him think maybe the porch is now clear. Meanwhile, on B, big man Victor creeping in. An awkward fight occurs at CT. It actually goes the way of Exercise. Didn't quite get to catch it because we've also got action going down on the other side of the map. However, Double Pony looking good in the 4-on-3.
Yeah, and just as they pulled rotations away to that B site, they now move back. So now that Exercise has it under control, it falls into Lucky, where he has that A1S. Springing in, first kill's easy. The spray transfer as well. Nicely done. And there's no time. A third added to the tally. Lucky with that sole M4 brought into the round here for Double Pony is able to bring it together. I was concerned of the mishmash of buys, but hey, if you find as much success like this, then all the credit to you. Stops Fiend right in their tracks. One effort, though, from Body at the start of that one. The fact that as soon as an Archer's smoke comes down, just immediate snap peek. And that actually looks a lot like anti-strat material. You know, you're exploiting this singular timing. You know, they had the smoke ready as well for the Molotov in towards short very, very quickly. I like they had a good read on what Fiend were up to. Seems like we're going to continue along that trend of, you know, a little back and forth action. You know, I didn't think Double Pony had much stake in that round and still somehow whisk it away.
Well, you were wrong.
Yeah.
The big horse.
As per usual.
Whoa. Come on now. We need to have a conversation about self-esteem.
Self-esteem down the drain.
Yeah. Little therapy session mid broadcast.
News at 11.
I'm not qualified. I'd probably get told off.
Now, to be fair, I did study psychology for like 3 years, so I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine, man. You just deal with yourself.
Just diagnose my own problems. Because that works.
Yeah, never dangerous. Oh, speaking of, crack angle. Nearly in for the first kill. Red Star, though, scaring the player away. Jocko drops back down in towards pit. 40 seconds left, and we're only just starting to see an uptick in action. Great angle from Afro. Finds the first out at long. And, you know, we saw it from OG as well. That library area recently has really come into its own. A lot of players finding success from there in terms of the damage, in terms of opening kills, because for such a long time, nobody's sat there. And now they are. Now that we're back on land, you can boom, you know, it's just an extension of your muscle memory. There's no messing about. There's no way that, I've missed that because he's peeked back in, or he's actually managed to Ferrari peek me.
Profitable.
Yeah, exactly. We're saving?
Yep.
Oh, my God. Fiend, guys, this is like the second time they've just run away with, you know, 3 players. It was the second round that they did this, and now they're doing it in like a full buy. What's going on? The textbook, aggressive, overconfident, braggadocious, you know, Tony 2 Telly's energy.
Well, this is one of the issues, is that they set their sights so easily on A, and then they lose the player in the arches to the AWP, and they just run B. But because they didn't show like crazy amounts of presence that way, they just get met by like a Molotov. So they're just, just screw it. We can't do anything about this. They're not doing a great job of, I think, forcing Double Pony to use a lot of that early utility, but that's also credit to Double Pony for holding and waiting until they're actually forced to implement that. As well, the fact that, you know, they've adapted some of their setups. They now moved into this sort of a 2 or 3B presence, where it seemed like they were just adamantly stacking 4A. But in the early damage exchange, you know, nades had sailed over some spam, bodies down to 24. They'll once again hold on to a lot of this utility to the late round. And you can see Fiend already targeting this as an issue. They're showing some presence. Threatening control of Banana. Oh, nade is good. A second as well. Bubble brought down to 40.
Pretty nasty in the start here. It's hard to say who's going to come out on top. I mean, or who's indeed in the lead. Han, though, again. The LAN posts, the LAN AWP shots, feeling crispy. Loving it. And now we'll see 5-on-4 exercises here, holding pretty passively. Going to get good timing for the damage, but can't trade back the kill. Bomb plant comes in, and he knows he's now got to be careful. You know, Red Star on high, Victor down low. It's a difficult one to break into. 3 players in and around this dark area in assorted levels. And they're going to save, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
you thought the VP games were slow, guys? Well, we're in for a different ride here.
I love it as well, because we're kind of talking about these teams as like both of them actually, like, usually when we watch them, they're very aggressive, and they're actually pretty quick to make their choices, I think, when it comes to hitting sites. But the stakes are higher here, because not only are we on LAN, but, you know, competing to try and get a slot in the major. So not all these players will be comfortable with that pressure, and it is actually like grinding people to like a standstill almost. Like it almost feels like they're freezing in place when things go wrong, because what is our next plan? Like, we might have talked about this before, but like almost coming up at like a blank. It feels as though they're not willing to take these risks in retake specifically. And hell, if Fiend are going to go for a 4-man save on their T side, then Double Pony may as well go for a save as well, because
does
Fiend
make a
just
bit
lose
more
out
sense.
on like ridiculous amounts of bonus cash as well.
Yeah, the CT side makes a bit more sense for sure. It's just, you know, one after the other is always a bit funny. I think it is really interesting in terms of, you know, that conversation where we do have a few players here that fit into the textbook. You know, we used to talk about it a lot in like 2017, 2018 with some of the NA teams, especially, where they fit into like the onliner category a little bit. You know, Body and Lucky were always a little shaky when it came to the lands, and of course Dreamer, Victor, Bubble were good for a map, but could they keep it up for an entire best of 3? Not really. So I think you have some of those back of your mind old demons, as it were, plaguing some of these players maybe, and that's why we're seeing them indeed play very, very timid. And you also have, this is a key game coming into it where either team could win. And I think that plays into things massively. Really big damage from the nade. Oh my goodness gracious.
And they boost up. They're getting more aggro.
Whoa, are you kidding? Oh my goodness. 2 for 2 trade as the aggression from Double Pony. We've been waiting for it, and it finally does come in. Good God. Maybe a bit too much though, guys. Overcompensating ever so slightly. However, the rotations are here fast. Missed shot, but the nade to touch down does 1 damage. Oh my goodness. I hate HE grenades in this game, Michael, honestly. That one a little more satisfying on towards Red Star. Still the 3 versus 3, but now into the 3-on-2 as Han just fragging out, spamming his AWP and
He's
able
spinning.
to find one eventually. Now down to just Lucky and Afro, and this time they're going to try and stick around. The smoke will go down in just a second, and they know that there's got to be so much damage done. Capitalization needs to come in. Ooh, Aggie angle. Afro going to get tagged up. It's so close across the board. Red Star's on 1 HP, for goodness sake, and I think he's going to try and deny the escape. Finds the automatic weapon and does so well to take down Afro. This guy, however, I think has looked like himself. Some of the other players may be a little nervous in places, but Red Star playing his best Counter-Strike.
Yeah, shooting us with some smooth moves at the end there. But I mean, what is this from Double Pony? They get aggro bottom B, double pushing at 45 seconds. I can understand it. I can completely justify it when you're doing that in the early stages of a game or in early stages of a round. But after you haven't had presence on Banana for like a full minute, and you round that corner and Fiend are waiting for you. There's all 5 players there. That felt like a death sentence from the start.
I don't know, mate. To be fair, there is a world I could see in the back of my mind where, I don't know, 2 players peaked at the same time and he gets a collateral. That would have been crazy.
Yeah. I think they would have still lost the B site, but...
Yeah, well, yeah, but in a cool way.
True. They did it stylishly.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. The style points. All right. Double up setup coming in from Double Pony. So this is their response. They do, again, some nice early damage, but take them back to a slower round.
Yeah, it kind of liberates Exercise from the B hassles. Instead, now he's just a stepping stool, and he gets away with taking a whole lot of damage, all for Lucky's sins. Spots of a player above the smoke. Boost successful. Now flash over for Afro to fall back. Good amount of pressure mounting over towards the B side as well, but Afro has some utility. Of course, a smoke can be deployed. Lucky's there to reinforce as well. Happy with that 1-man advantage they've been able to get.
This is a dangerous angle. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It could be huge though, as he creates so much space. Only able to find the one, but he keeps him at bay, and through the smoke, the spam is sound. Han, the only one left against 5. Not a chance. Can't even find a single kill. It's Lucky, just insult to injury, finding the final 2 with the USP. He looks hella good right now, moving up to his 11th kill.
Yeah, just like an execution squad towards the end there, but Lucky playing so close. He deals with the first player, then Afro does all the rest. The spam is just that extra added benefit. You know, every bullet from that USP just somehow magnetized to the player around the other side of that smoke. And now Fiend call that timeout. And just to kind of touch upon that topic we were kind of diving into earlier on, I think T-Time kind of brought this up to me before, but it had been such a long time that I'd almost forgotten. Dreamer, of course, he was kind of liberated from his previous inability to participate in RMR tournaments. You know, he'd always felt like the lost player from the Bulgarian scene, and you know, it was one that was incurred when he was quite young. But I think at the start of this year, it's sometime April, you know, Valve amended their rules, so he's been able to participate. So if he was able to do that and just suddenly snap his way into major qualifications, that'd be one hell of a storyline to keep track of, the return of Dreamer.
Could be very cool. Could be very, very cool indeed. But yeah, they were always having to like jump in with a stand-in as well. So, you know, we talk about the shortcomings of the best of threes and whatnot. Maybe that's a part of it, right? Maybe that's a part of it in the past. Who knows? Lost to the annals of Counter-Strike history at this point, whether or not that could have turned around. But perhaps they can come up with a cool future. We'll see.
Now back into action states. Look at the body. He's peeking forward and so many targets, but he missed? Not a single casualty or point of damage. Victor's found the kill, but it's the exercise boost that they're not accounted for. It's Lucky that's dropped in the site, not able to hold things together. Exercise coming away with those two could have given them feasibly a chance, but losing his life in the process, this man advantage is something that has to be considered. Double Pony have 2 prongs of assault for the retake. But the question is, do they even attempt it? Afro needs to get things going if that's to be the case.
Oh, getting the good. What? How? Oh my goodness. One from the off AWPer is kind of unacceptable in the scenario he's in, but from the main AWPer, honestly, Red Star with the cleanup, but deservedly so. I think Double Pony will be kicking themselves not just once, but twice.
Yeah.
Wow. I was already like in my mind, I was like, do I mention it now? Do I save it until after the round? You know, that Body's missed shot could make all the difference. Let's save it until after the round. Well, we don't even get there because Afro misses a sitter.
Yeah, heavy investments and getting literally nothing from it. Oh, that's got to leave you questioning many things here on the Double Pony side. And hell, I mean, Red Star has been playing hell of a game, especially when he's been given the opportunity to kind of flex out some of those skills. Some of his movement when he's been challenging these AWPers has been hard to deal with. Man's looked smooth on these strafe, swing, duck, peek things. I don't think there's a collective term for the maneuver, but he be serpentining when he's jumping at these guys. And hell, when everything's gone wrong, sometimes niche weapons need to be the solution. Body, close with a Mag 7. The rest of the squad with Deegs. He's jumping, he's showing his hand. He's threatened them. I've got this shotgun. Don't you dare. All the meanwhile, by the way, Jocko is pushed through the apartments over at the A side. So there's this opportunity that opens up if FIEND aren't careful that they could get backstabbed.
Yeah, that's a lot of information so far. Red Star, though, is going to be the first port to defend. And
come on, man.
Looking crisp. Yeah, looking crisp. And like I said, he's really looking good, playing some of his best Counter-Strike, and I think he's loving being on LAN. Really, really good stuff. Also, something to consider moving into that second half. Likes himself a little bit of an AWP. So bear that in mind. Really, really got potential to take over this game. However, the 8th round on the cards. Unlucky for Afro. Checks his left before his right. Feels kind of natural for you. But with those 2 kills, it should be all she wrote. Lucky with the off angle, 1 and done. But indeed, nothing out of the ordinary here, as the 4-on-2 coming in looks pretty damn easy.
Yeah, keeping it chill. Thought Red Star was definitely going to lose his life earlier in the round, but yeah, he's just super dialed in. Nade onto exercise as well, brings him low. AWP will finish off the job. A little overkill, but fine with it. And hell yeah, the Mag 7 save on Body. Things look a little dire here for Double Pony. A few of these missed opportunities. FIEND looking really composed now when they've gone with these collective site hits. You know, I don't think they're toying around with the the lurk quite as much as they were in the earlier stages of this half. You know, we saw Harn on a couple of these opportunities, but now he's just a part of the pack. And Double Pony haven't been able to kind of deal with that appropriately. You know, the odd round here or there, and really just on the collective efforts of players like Lucky to step up with multi-kills.
All right. Gonna need a little bit more out of Double Pony. It's starting to become more fiend-sided after we were into a competitive back and forth, vacillating early game. Fancy way of saying back and forth, because I think there's not many ways of saying back and forth, unfortunately. So it can get a bit repetitive. So I had to look it up.
Substitute so one word for three, so.
Right, exactly. And, you know, it's handy, you know? It's handy when you're a caster. Big tag damage coming through here. Body gonna eat that, yeah. On this Mag 7 again, and Harn will take him down when he lands. An overzealous jump peak. Lucky's eating a nade. The B bomb site is vulnerable. They've got to rotate across, but it is looking good here. A bit of a wild contact play there from Bubble. Either way, 4-on-4.
That can be one of the shortfalls of going for jump peaks with a mag, or jump peaks with anything really, is that you will have to land, and so all they have to do is line you up horizontally and anticipate where you are vertically. Crossfire for middle, so Fiend could end up in the meat grinder. Oh god. 1 for 1, not going to be enough. Jocko's completely pincered in, cannot move from his position, so Victor's there to trade. It has to be Lucky to step up.
Well, this is the place to do it from. The cold zero box can be solid. The flashes round looking good. They line up, but just spaced well enough to take him down cleanly. Now all on to exercise. Here pretty quickly. Doesn't have a kit available. He'll give it his best shot, but ooh, I was gonna say it will be tough for him. However, the gap in the smoke works into his advantage. Flash over the top. Harn trying to take an aggressive angle, aggressive post up. Jumped in on the site. Did he hear him? Has he been told the pistol is out for Harn round the corner as they're both following each other's footsteps above? Exercise didn't spot him. P250 can't quite find it. USB is out trying to find the head. Oh my goodness, Harn is still alive, and I think he's just bought enough time. There's no kit available. He'll grab the AWP and try and get out of there. Even that's going to be a bit difficult, but he will be able to do so. However, Fiend finding 9 and getting ever closer to the double digits.
Oh man, he certainly made that a good go, but yeah, just ground so much time off of this clock. This was a round where Fiend started with a pretty clean man advantage, but yeah, just the fact that things kind of bleed out. I thought the fact that Lucky didn't get 2 kills from that spot, the round was just going to be over, but if not for the efforts of Harn here, that's a 1 round from exercise. You're just constantly bobbing and weaving, buying time so that the defuse could not come through. And it's that money that comes back to bite them. There were no kits. You were absolutely right on the money. Afro peeking deep and doesn't fancy his chances further past that smoke. Oh my god, quick boost, and that's perfect.
Whew. Nasty. Beautiful read coming in from Double Pony to give them the advantage. Harn with a rare missed shot. However, it's created a bit of an awkward move here on this A bomb site, going up fast. They'll try and contain the boil over here of the T side, but it's not going to be easy. Up close and personal with the MP9, Lucky around the smoke, trying to find the frags. He set up Jocko for 1. And they have been thwarted. 5-on-3. The rotation's now in. 4 CTs ready and waiting. And yeah, Fiend have to go back and come up with something a bit different.
Well, they tried short, so long is the natural progression. Flash could be lined up as well. Seen this angle really bear fruit for Double Pony so far, and Afro gets a chance at it, but now long exposed. Afro won't want to peek back into it, and they've snuck their way by, trying to slip past Afro's AWP, and again, another miss. Suddenly this B site so much more susceptible, but they don't know still whether it's A.
Deadly, though. The triangle setup here, absolutely deadly. Nice find coming in from Dreamer. Will take a dink on the MP9. Body does well to get 1. It's Lucky that we needed to chime in. And he doesn't. Down to exercise again. He came close. Couldn't get it over the line. And this time he will indeed be forced into it because it's the end of the first half. No gap in the smoke this time? No. Dang it. Nothing he can exploit. He's going to try and walk through, and Bubba will spot him, of course, on the edge of it, ready and waiting for that. 10-5 as it started close. Fiend, however, all about them at the tail end. We'll see if they can make the second half all about them after the break. Howdy doody, welcome back. We are here, half number 2. Fiend looking pretty damn good towards the tail end there. Double Pony, they hit the brick wall, the proverbial brick wall. Couldn't get through it, couldn't get over it, couldn't go round it, and Fiend are looking to pick up where they left off.
Yeah, and then the best chance at the end of that half, they had a 5-on-3 that the Fiend are able to navigate out of due to some good timing, some missed shots, and well, Fiend just having that extra lethality. Let's see if the Double Pony guys can answer back here in the second half. You're right, but here's the problem. Look at where they've already inserted themselves here on this CT side. There are 4 B. I mean, they've got so many nades here on Double Pony. It feels like B is the target. So I almost feel like they're destined to collide with this.
It does look that way. Oh, man. Oh, gonna be rough. It's just a case of who comes out on top. Oh my goodness, and I don't think the T side will expect this quick boost up though, and in come the Glocks up close and personal, bro. But the crossfire is so damn good. Oh, holy. Han with the 3 gets Fiend the pistol. It looked good from the the onset, but of course the trap set and then sprung.
Yeah, I mean, how quick is the entry and the pathing there from Joko? I actually thought they did enough just by getting that kill and having him be so mobile after the fact. And then all of a sudden, you just see this flurry of frags come in from Fiend. Yeah, too many men, and the fact that they had that solid crossfire, too much to handle. Oh man, that's just a solid, like that is a firm anti-strat as well. Felt like Double Pony might have had a bit of a read on their CT side pistol. Now Fiend read into them respectively. And that felt like must-win territory for Double Pony. They've had their struggles. You know, that we saw that momentum slip out of their favor. And now you wonder whether the mentality is going to follow.
That is a key question. Jump spot for Bubble. Molotov goes down. Afro will go through, and he gets a bit of support as they go through it late. Just going to try, you know, as we mentioned, any damage is good. Thank goodness for that Molotov, because it denies the bomb plant away, at least for now. And they will just continue. Oh, no! To set up. That's hilarious. Han with the 4K, cleaning up the anti-eco frags there. But, yeah, that's funny. That is funny, of course. Catching them going for a quick run boost, which actually they nearly pulled off. But
yeah. It's the second war. Oh yeah, we finally got a
like that
replay. I mean, it started out so well, and then Harn just claps them back.
Too many targets, you know, and it's like when you're in a moment like that, it's like, well, what do? You know, it's not like you can communicate. Okay, I'll aim at this guy, you aim at this guy, you aim at this guy. You need instant kills to come in, and as the seconds wind down, it's just not there. Han with the opener into this one. Oh man, Fiend bullying them now at this point. 5-on-4, straight out of the gate.
Yeah, never really had much of a chance to even set up. You know, they tried to go for some early banana aggression as well here on Double Pony. They've taken some damage by nades. Fiend have already vacated that section because they've got an opening pick. And I don't think they'll wait around over at B. They have 3 players positioned there for Fiend, so this is actually a very opportune time for Double Pony to move, but they need to go quickly because Fiend are going to get that information rather soon. Smoked in towards long, and the library is well cut off. They're looking to split this one.
Yeah, indeed. Could work for them. However, Victor being pesky. There it is. He finally gets his first. However, trades are in, but it's that early opener making all the difference right now. Exercise with the key find onto Bubble, though. Now could be more doable. Bomb's going to go down. He's going to have to do a lot of work as the young gun. Han looking to keep the frags are coming. Goodness me, on to 20 at the moment. And with a chance to pick up a few more. Red Star, meanwhile, he's the kit player. So keep your eyes on that. They go for a bit of a fake out. Bit weird, to be fair. Now grouping up towards long. I'm going to try and trade fest their way in. Time ticking away, though. They do not have a lot of room to work with. But Joko, he oversteps ever so slightly. It's now 100% all on exercise. Blotted out and sprayed down. Beautiful find. And it will indeed be Han with a recovered kit now onto that bomb, getting it in the nick of time. However, Double Pony felt like their best chance there. Not able to convert. You know, this is worrying.
Yeah, I mean, Harn's been having a hell of a game, but we've talked a lot about how sharp Red Star looked, especially on that T side. Now on the CT retake, they just delay so long. It almost feels like Double Pony are pretty certain that they're not going for it at that point. Just ground to this. I mean, they knew that AWP was probing continuously, so re-peeking on short was always going to be a danger. But before they realized, Red Stars were on top of them. So great effort from him. Now a 13th round accrued here for Fiend, and the nades are coming in troves. Solid damage onto Double Pony, but they find a full opening kill onto Bubble. Oh my god. Can we stop for a second? Someone get a flak jacket.
I don't even know if that would help, to be honest. The damage, the rumble sent through your bones. It's a lot to deal with. Victor, big damage. Oh, and they line up for Red Star. He will eventually be dropped. The quick boost coming in, though. It's a bit desperate, to be fair. Ran out of ammo in the A1S, but look at the HP. Combined 55, and now just 9. Victor running rampant in this round. Afro the only one left. And, well, Han not going to take him down up close, so it does end up becoming costly. Ooh, smells an AWP. Turns away from the flash. Going for the contact, being proactive. I'm a big fan. Smoke goes down. Ah, and it's a bit annoying.
Oh, if he'd grabbed the bomb, he could have maybe gotten away with this as well. But he's not going to get the opportunity, and by the time that smoke fades, Fiend will wrap him.
Oh, that's so unlucky. I was going to say he's ready, but second-guessed himself, and that indecisiveness ends up costing him.
Oh man, so much utility damage in that round, and it actually felt like this door kind of opened up for Double Pony. And I think you could see them sort of grouping themselves up at B, ready to spring off the fact that they got that utility kill, only for another nade to then hit them right in the chest as well. And by that point, Fiend had already raised the alarms, you know, like rotate B, let's get it going. So they fell into this crossfire before the ponies could really gallop their way in.
Timeout coming in feels like a last chance saloon for the Cowboys.
I don't know what the solution is on this T side. It's one of the issues that you have when you swap sides and you're already at a pretty big deficit. You know, you lose a pistol in the following up 3 rounds. You don't have a whole lot of wiggle room. These 11-4, 12-3 scorelines being deceptive is true to an extent, but a lot of it is fairly contingent on you being able to win the pistol and the round sequential. So hard position, that's for sure. Hero AK for exercise. Hey, Lucky's M4 that one time, you know, feels very reminiscent.
I don't know, man. Really, really weighing in on. And, you know, it does beg the question for me, if you're going to go for the Hero AK, why not buy up? Bit weird, perhaps. And, well, we're not really going to get to see too much action out of it. First couple of kills coming in for Dreamer. He will lose his teammate. Does need to be careful, but holding strong as he just keeps on fragging. Dreamer with the perfect round. My lord, what an ace.
Wasn't expecting that out of Dreamer. He's had a bit of a quiet game all in all, but then he just comes out slaying. Solid off angle, and then just repositions fight after fight. First few players weren't even really, you know, didn't have the presence of mind about where he was located. And yeah, he just tops it off all with a nice little bow. An ace, a 15th. And Fiend now have 10 rounds of leeway, where all they need is that one more to bring it over the line, find themselves another win in this group, and Harn just picks them off at the start. They're even more aggro with more players down middle. Fiend weren't messing around. Buddy, a 1-on-5, all of his teammates dead before him, right in front of his very eyes.
Well, the mind boggles, Michael. It looks like it is indeed over. Can't find a single kill. 16-5. Where did Double